Good morning, children. I hope you all are safe and good. Welcome to the civics class. Today we are going to see Unit 3 in civics, state government. In the last civics class, we have seen about central government, the rulers in the central government, about the president, Supreme Court, Prime Minister, everything we have discussed, right? But today we are going to see about our state government, about our state government, which means our Tamil Nadu government, right? So in this chapter you come to know about the functions of the governor, chief ministers and the speaker. You come to know about the state legislature and all, okay? So let me go to the introduction part. In Tamil Nadu we have not only in Tamil Nadu, every state government has an executive. Under the executive, the governor, chief minister, council of ministers will be there. A legislature, state legislative council, legislative assembly, upper house, lower house, and the judiciary, high court, district court and other courts are there. Okay, we'll see that. There are 28 states and 9 union territories and 1 national capital territory known as Delhi in India. So in India we have 28 states. One among them is Tamil Nadu. We have 9 union territories and 1 national capital territory, that is Delhi. The structure of the state government as formed in the center consists of 3 branches. So the state government consists of 3 branches, that is executive, which means administration. It administrates, it governs, and the legislature, which means the authority to make laws, and the judiciary means applying it legal cases, okay? Judges, judiciary means that only. Okay, first we'll see the executive, the governor. Executive means administration. The governor is the constitutional head of the state legislature. Generally there is a separate government in each state, but if the situation warrants so, the same person may be appointed as the governor of 2 or more states. So you all know who is the governor of Tamil Nadu? Yeah, you're right, Banwarilal Purohit. So he is the 21st governor of Tamil Nadu. So each state has a separate governor, but if in some cases a governor may be appointed for 1 or more states, right? So we'll see about it further. The governor of a state shall be appointed by the president. So he will be appointed by the president. His usual term of office is 5 years. So his validity, his span is of 5 years, his term of office. Generally the governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed. So Banwarilal Purohit, our present governor, he doesn't belong to Tamil Nadu, he belongs to some other state. So usually the governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed, okay? He will not appointed in his native place at all. He can also be transferred from one state to another by the president. So once in 5 years or at some point of time he can be transferred to some other state also. So he must be a good citizen of India. Okay, this is a very basic qualification that everyone needs. So especially a governor need that. He must have completed 35 years of age. Also he should not be a member of parliament or any state legislature. So he should not hold any other positions. He should not hold any other profitable occupation also. Only he must be the governor of the state. He acts as a chancellor of universities in the state. He also appoints the vice chancellors of universities in the state. So he is acting as a chancellor, which means the head of the university in the state. In Madras University also we have the governor post. So he is also have the authority to appoint the vice chancellors of the universities in the state. Okay. He makes appointment, postings and promotions of the district judges in consultation with the state high court. So he can appoint the district judges also. For some districts we have certain judges, right? So he has the authority to appoint all of them. The chief justice in the high court in the state is appointed by the president in the consultation with them. So the chief justice of the high court in the state, okay, so in our state the chief justice of the high court is being appointed by the president in consultation with the governor. So both the governor and the president consulted together and they will make the Chief Justice of the High Court. He can pardon, commute or reprieve punishment on receipt of appeals for mercy except death sentence. So he can give pardon for some prisoners and all. No, they will be asking for some pardon to reprieve their punishment, to decrease their punishment period and all. So he has the power to do all these things. Okay. The governor of a state is not being answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his office, or for any act done or purporting to be done by him in the exercise and performance of those powers and duties. So the governor of a state, he is not answerable for any court, though it is a very responsible position. He doesn't want to answer to any other court for the exercise of performance of his power. So whatever he done in his power in his period, he no need to answerable to anyone in his period. So for his decisions, he can make any decisions and he is not answerable to any other government or any other court. Okay. No process for the arrest or imprisonment of the governor of a state shall issue from any court during his term of office. So he can't be arrested for his any actions. None of the court has the authority to arrest for his actions. Next we'll see about our chief minister. You all know who is the chief minister of our state? Yes. If you been the last batch of 10th standard, you would have known him very rightly, right? Because he is a person who has cancelled the 10th public exam too, right? So what your guess is right. Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy is the present chief minister of our state. We'll see about him. We'll see about the chief minister. The chief minister is appointed by the governor of the state. So this chief minister, he is being appointed by the governor of the state. The term of the chief minister is not fixed. He may remain as the chief minister as long as he enjoys the support of the majority of the members of the legislative assembly. So he can be elected through our oaths one, so he can enjoy his period, right? The chief minister recommends the persons who can be appointed as ministers by the governor. So the chief minister has the power to recommend the persons who can be appointed as the ministers. So each ministry has ministers, right? So everything will be appointed by the minister. He allocates the portfolios among the ministers. So he is a person who can allocate the ministries to the different ministers. Okay, he has to take this ministry for education, for transportation, for health. For each ministry consists of each single different ministers, right? So everything he only allocate. He shuffles and reshuffles this ministry. So once in a period of time he can shuffle also. He can change the ministry also. He presides over the meetings of the council of ministers and influence its decisions. So he can ask for a meeting and can influence his decisions, or he can put up his decision also. He guides, directs, controls and coordinates the activities of all the ministers. So under him only all the ministers are working, right? So he has the power to guide them, to direct them, to control them and coordinate them. Okay. Relating to the governor also, he has certain authorities. He advises the governor in relation to the appointment of the following officials. So the governor has the power to appoint some ministers, right? So for that sake, the chief minister can recommend or can give suggestions to him in the appointment of Advocate General of the State, State Election Commissioner, Chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission, Chairman and members of the State Planning Commission, Chairman and members of the State Finance Commission. So all these persons, they will be appointed with the suggestion of the chief minister. Okay, he can suggest these persons to the governor. Okay, now we'll see about the judiciary of state, the High Court. The institution of High Court originated in India in 1862 when the High Courts were set up in Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. So the first High Court is originated in the year 1862. First it was held up at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. In the course of time, each province in British India came to have its own High Court. So each province, certain province in British India, they came to have its own High Court. The High Courts are the highest courts of state level. So each state has an High Court. It is the highest court of the state level. We have district court also, right? So but the major cases will be dealt in the High Courts. The number of judges varies from state to state. The number of judges of High Court is determined by the President. So the number of judges, it will vary from state. So in Tamil Nadu we have certain number of judges. In Andhra Pradesh we have certain number of judges. So it doesn't have the same number, it differs. The number of judges of High Court, they'll be appointed by the President. At present there are 25 High Courts and for 28 states. So for 28 states we have 25 High Courts, including new Andhra Pradesh High Court established in the 1st January 2019 at principal seat in Amaravati, and 9 union territories. So we have 25 High Courts and 9 union territories. Court of Record. All the decisions and the decrees issued by the High Court are printed and are kept as a record for the future references by the court as well as by the lawyers in such a need arises. Thus it is also called as a Court of Record. See, after many years also a case could come and arise again, right? So all the decisions, once they give the result also, judgment also, it can be kept safely for future use. Like after 20 years, 30 years also, it can come again. They can start the case again. So it is well preserved. So it is well maintained as a record. So this is called Court of Record. So this is what we have seen in this chapter, children, about the state government, which means our governor, chief minister, and about our judicial power, about our state what is that, jurisdiction, which means the High Court. Yes, thank you, children.